And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semifinals, the upper semifinals of the WardiTV Monday number 30. We just wrapped up. I say we just. The previous quarterfinals match just wrapped up. We did feature Solar versus Cure. That was being covered over by Steadfast. In the end, Cure did full, and now we have our upper semis ready. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Killer's Mile, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player, we have the red Protoss himself. It is herO. We go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as predictions are open for the next couple of minutes for who you think will claim the series and make it to the grand finals. As a reminder, for some greater context, Clem is waiting in the grand finals. He just took down MaxPax 2-0, and Clem is waiting for either a Protoss or Zerg opponent. Who is it going to be? We're here to find out. So far, Hatch, Gas, Pool, standard opener out of Solar. He's denied the natural, forcing the unnatural instead. So a bit of a disrupted start here out of Solar. Outside of that, though, we do have herO going for his own standard opener as well. So nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. Yes, Solar's initial opener is a little bit more uncomfortable. That is true, but outside of that, we're settling in. And now we can talk about the map itself. Welcome one and all to Killer's Mile. This is, I would say, one of the shorter rush distance maps in the map pool. You can be quite aggressive and quite assertive on this map as well, but there are some features to make up for that. First things first, we do have a very narrow ramp coming into the natural. This is similar to Neon Violet Square, and sorry, not Neon Violet Square. This is similar to King's Cove, and to Abyssal Reef. So a very narrow choke point coming into the ramp, but the third base is more exposed. You can gain access to the third base from the center or from the right-hand side as well, through these ramps, through these other locations. So there are multiple avenues to try to push up and push in towards the third. Third is on the same point of elevation to this attack path as well. So there's no ramp, there's no choke points, the entrance is quite wide, it's quite large, and you can also again attack from multiple angles as well. So we have seen many a player attempt and fail to defend the third as well as the fourth base. So aggression, I feel like, is favored here on Killer's Mile. I feel like at the end of the day, for a lot of these TLMC 20 maps, we have limited data, we have limited maps, we do cast on them on a regular weekly basis, that is true, but we have less experience on them than some of the other more ladder maps instead. But at least from what we've seen so far, aggression has been favored. We've seen a lot of shorter games on this map. For now, though, is going to be a Stargate opener out of herO. Does open Stargate. Likewise, herO, he does head towards the cliff face, and he doesn't quite get within range. Does confirm saturation, heads towards the main, confirms lack of gas income, and will dip away. Does dip out. Oracle production behind this, standard follow-up, no going for the Void Ray, takes down the active tumor, very nice snipe. And here are the jukes. He jukes away, he jukes, he jives, he shades across the map, he does make it out, does not get surrounded. Nice movement there from herO. And Solar, he will attempt to catch that Adept. Link speed does kick in, the Oracle does confirm the Lings. Here he responds, he turns back around. And the Lings, they will threaten the natural at least. But not much more than that. The third base is getting up and running. herO, he does take the linear third. I was discussing quite a lot about the triangular third base and how it is a little bit more exposed. Here we have the linear third base instead. I will say that it's a little bit more awkward pushing into this expansion just because of the choke point here, just because the defending player can reinforce from both angles, from both sides, and even get a surround or a flank on the army. So I might go as far as to say that this base might be a little bit safer. So the terrain is very shaky here on the right hand side. We have destructible towers, we can wall this area off. Likewise, we have a nice cliff face here that a siege unit can be placed upon to protect this location, to protect this area, to protect this ramp as well. There's a lot going on here on the right hand side. Meanwhile, fast Eva chamber. Now, typically a fast Eva chamber before any other tech leads towards +1 melee. So I'm imagining that this is going to be +1 melee out of Solar. Adepts, they threaten to shade towards the natural. Solar so far is keeping up. He does force a cancel. Meanwhile, Stasis into the main. Solar pulls away. As we did mention, yep, plus on melee's on the way for Solar. As we did say, because there's no other tech, it does scream Ling Hydra. Adepts a shade into the mineral line, and Solar, he's out of position. He is late to react. 6 drones go down. Massive damage. Remember, these are glaive-less Adepts. They're vanilla Adepts and they do pop off. Meanwhile, triple Oracle into the main. Stasis did catch a couple of workers. Likewise, oh, doesn't quite find any damage. The Oracles, they take a lot of hits. They will pull away, but so far, good damage here from herO. And Solar, he counterattacks. He has to get something across the map. The Oracles, they're out of position. Lings, they threaten the third base. There are some Stalkers, though. They do warp in. And Lings, they will get a surround nonetheless. They come in for the surround. They get one Stalker. Not bad. One Stalker goes down. The shield battery was a little bit too late. And again, the Oracles were late to come back home. So we have a back and forth. All in all, I do favor herO's position slightly over Solar's. Solar behind this into the lair, into Ling Hydra, as I did mention. Now, Solar, he may opt to go for an all-in. We have seen a lot of aggression and a lot of all-ins out of Solar in this matchup. And when I say all-in, I do mean a 3-base all-in with no saturation at the 4th base. We'll see if Solar drones. We'll see if he does drone up past 66. Speaking of droning, more drones going to be going down. 3 more workers here at the natural. Gateway explosion for herO. Gee, that's a lot of gateways. No gases at the 3rd base. I spoke about the aggression from Solar, but no, herO looks like he's going for an 8-gate all-in. Did I say 8? He's going up to 9. Jesus, 9 gateways. He does move out. Yep, here comes a probe. This probe is for the proxy. He's going to proxy a pylon, proxy gateway. It's going to be a 3-base, 10-gate all-in out of herO. He's not stopping. He's not stopping, he's not slowing down. Looks like a safety roach one was throwing down for Solar, so Solar, he is going to be thankfully having some safety roaches. But is it going to be enough? Again, here comes the pylon. Here comes the all-in. Here he pulls away. Solar, he has not confirmed. Lings, they do slip into the main. The wall is not a wall. The wall is wide open. Lings, they bust into the main base. Probe's going to be going down. herO force warp in defensively. He will defend, but this will delay the push. This will delay herO. As now we can focus on the main fight. There we go, we have safety shield batteries. There's that 10th gateway. These roaches are exposed. Yeah, brutal losses there. Losing, what, 3, 4, 5 roaches. Another run by once again. The wall is open. It's Este herO. Get in there. Plug it up, Pappy. Plug it up. God damn it. It's still open, by the way. Overseer gets caught out. Ooh, that does supply block Solar. Solar is supply blocked. Remember, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Solar. There's a lot of urgency here for herO. He has to break through this. He's taking, yeah, gases. He's taking his gases. He's taking out of this. The all-in has failed, and now he's transitioning into Storm, into Charge, into +2. But everything that I just mentioned is late for herO. This is all better for Solar. As all the tech is delayed, the gases are delayed. There should be a 4th base by now, but there is not even a 4th for herO. Solar looking good. And it's all thanks to the run-bys. If it wasn't for these run-bys, then herO would have reinforced and would have just kept going. But he couldn't. Could not reinforce the main army. Solar buying more time. herO, he's at least trading, but I don't think Solar's in any real danger here. I don't think he's under any real threat of dying anytime soon. Once again, herO being forced back. Stasis goes up. Whilst here bringing down the pylon, depowers the gateway. No more reinforcements, no more shield battery, and here he has to abandon this position. Back at home, lane drop into the main. And Solar, now he's got momentum on his side. Now Solar, he somewhat droned. He's up to 68 workers. He's been transferring workers over towards that 4th base. As you can see here, is transferring. And Solar, he's taking expansion. Okay, he's taking up. He's throwing down another expansion of the hatchery. He's still stuck on Lane Bane Roach Ravager, which is very much so a mid-game composition. It does not scale amazingly into a longer game. So there's no Hydroden, there's no Lurkers, there's no Hive. No Spire. Just purely Lane Bane Roach Ravager. And Solar, he's not droning, so he's committing. This 5th base is just for larva. And we'll see if he can break herO. Now, Storm is done, true. That is a big factor. Storm is completed. Solar is committing. Remember, still no saturation, still no gases, still no extra drones. Solar moving in. Here comes the Storm. First Storm lands. We have more behind this. Yeah, Stasis is going to be going off. Storm's buying time. And herO, he will do not scale Solar. Solar, he has to end it here and now. As another Storm comes in. Massive connection. Oh my god, the Storms are brutal. Insane Storms. And Solar, his army's crumbling. Takes a lot of Storms to the face. Queens are moving in as well. Again, it's all or nothing for Solar. He has to end the game here and now. Also connect. Solar regrouping. So a couple of transfuses. Oof. Clouds connect. Last Solar still bleeding out more roaches. And we need those lings, we need that support. And it's not here. herO, he breaks through. GG gets called. He breaks the all-in. And herO will take a lead in the series 1-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We had herO initially going for a 10-gate 3-base all-in. His all-in failed, and Solar responded with his own. Again, Solar, he chose not to drone, he chose not to tech, he chose not to get into Hydras, into Hive, into Lurkers. He chose to commit on Ling Bane Roach Ravager. I don't blame Solar, just because typically, if a player fails an all-in, then you have momentum. And Solar did have momentum, but the trades from herO were too good, and again, Storm did finish in time. So Solar, he found himself completely committed, completely all-in. The all-in failed. GG. GG, well played. herO, he will persevere, and herO will outscale, taking a lead in the series. Let's go. Let us go. As we are now getting into game number 2. Not surprising. Well, again, we spoke about, like, Solar was all in. He could still break him, even with herO having the upgrade advantage. What was a big factor there were the Storms. Like, the Storms were brutal on the Roach Ravager, and also just how long the game was taking. Like, the longer it went on, the better it was for herO. Like, time was on herO's side, and Solar, unfortunately, because of the Storms and because of the Stasis Trap, Solar was being delayed when it came to his all-in. Here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're going to be loading into Whispers of Gold. It was all about that board time, and here we go. We're getting into game 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the blue Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, leading the series 1-0. It is herO. We go. Now, last game, herO, he did commit into a 10-gate 3-base all-in. I bring that up just because that may happen again here on Whispers of Gold. We did mention now Killer's Mile is a very aggressive map. It does favor aggression, and we saw that in full force from both players. Neither player wanted to macro, neither player wanted to get into a longer game state. I mean, herO was forced into it towards the end as he was going for a fleet beacon. But initially he was all in. Here on Whispers of Gold, even smaller map, even shorter rushes by ground, so aggression is heavily favored on Whispers of Gold. So we'll keep an eye on the gateway count once again for herO. Likewise, we'll keep an eye on the drone count for Solar. Oh, Solar, he does overreact there. Did try to surround the probe. So a bit of a slip up there from Solar. Meanwhile, Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener. Going for the unnatural natural. And we'll see if herO himself does go for another Stargate. Last game, as a reminder, it was a Stargate opener into triple Oracle, into a 3rd base. The opener was standard, it was the follow-up that was not. As herO is being as annoying as possible. Just being a nuisance in the main, does mine the minerals, gets the hell out of there. But now we are settling in. Now, personally, I would love to see an ace match. I'd love to see a game 3 between these two, regardless of how it goes. And Solar has been having a lot of success when it comes to all-ins in this matchup. That's how he took down herO last time. That's how he took down MaxPax as well. Just hyper-aggression out of Solar. It's been his approach to ZVP over the past 2 months. And again, he's been finding a lot of success. A lot of success. I say 2 months, like, I would say maybe like 5 weeks, like 5 to 6 weeks. Has been Solo's go-to. herO does poke out. Meanwhile, Stargate open out of herO once again. Based on the rally, does seem to be an Oracle opener. Can always switch it up and go into Void Rays, true. Void Ray openers are not uncommon. So herO does have options. Does Thread in the Shade. And it is going to be the initial Oracle. So Oracle first here out of herO. So just like the previous game, just a standard opener. Standard opener, getting into the Oracle, soon expanding, getting into that third base. Really, it's the follow-up that we're looking for, right? The timing of the Twilight Council, the timing of the Forge. And whether or not herO takes gases at the third base. Meanwhile, Adept dips in, gets a drone, not bad. Gets a 1 worker. Unlike the previous game, there's no major economic damage yet. Last game, if you remember, herO, he was able to snipe 6 drones. He was able to get 6 workers and also pop off with the stasis traps. Meanwhile, Lings, they do slip into the natural. And they don't get a probe yet. They deny some mining time, they get a full scout. herO a little bit late to react. 1 probe goes down. Not bad. You know, let us say shade into the mineral line, getting 2 drone kills, getting up to 3. 3 drones go down. Nice damage here by herO. He does throw away 2 adepts for this, so not the freest of trades. And likewise, Solo, he gets another probe. So we have a back and forth. Back and forth here. Both players losing Lings and adepts. Both players losing some workers. Well, meanwhile, herO, he will expand towards his opponent. We'll take the triangular third base. Is a little bit delayed, thanks to the Lings. Is on the way. Meanwhile, we keep an eye on Solar. We'll see if he goes for the early Eva Chamber once again. Last game, he did go for the safety Roach Warren, and he found himself in Lingbane Roach Ravager. Meanwhile, early Twilight Council, very early. Okay. Now, if this was any other player, I would have assumed Glaives, but we do have a Forge behind this, so it looks like +1 and Blink on the way for herO. Adepts, they do shade into the mineral line. A drone's going to be going down. Then we go for the dive, we commit, we get a Queen, but we will lose 1 Oracle. The Oracle goes down, but drones are still falling. Adepts are still wreaking havoc. Denying mining, chasing down those workers. They will get 1 more, and they shade away. Now, was that worth it? 6 drones is good, but herO did lose an Oracle. Like, Oracles have so much value in this game when it comes to scouting, harassing, defending, supporting the main army. Lings, they move out for a counterattack, but the Oracles, they race back home in time to defend. herO will hold. When it comes to that follow-up again, we're expecting +1 and Blink. Yep, is on the way. And Solar, he's going Lair first. So Solar, he's mixing it up. As a reminder, last game, Solar, he went for an early Evo Chamber into fast +1 melee. This time, early Lair, extra gases. This could be to maybe even skip Roaches and go into a heavy Hydra Ling army, emphasis on Hydras. We'll see. We'll see if a Roach Horn gets thrown down at any point. Yep, extra gases are being taken. We're getting up to 5 gases already. Adepts, they threaten a shade. Here we're trying to keep tabs on Solar. herO poking in. Does shade away. Likewise, Oracle into the natural. Queens are keeping up. The Lair's now done, and we'll see if it's going to be that Hydra Den. As we've seen this build before out of Solar. Yep, it's going to be Hydras. Now, there's a lot to get into. First things first, we do see Solar maintain map control. He will bleed out 2 workers. He does take down just the 1 Oracle, doesn't get the second. Gateway explosions on the way. But this should be a 3-base all-in. The 4th base is on the way. This should just be for Larva. It should be a Ling Hydra out of Solar. And Solar, typically with this build, he does not get Evo Chambers. He does not make any upgrades. It's going to be like 0-0 Mass Hydra. It does hit like a truck. Hydra Den is done. Hydras are amassing. And again, this is really early Hydra production here out of Solar. Earlier than normal. Stasis goes off. Nice catch. And Solar, he's amassing his army. Now, when it comes to herO across the map, he has taken a gas. He's taken a gas here at his third base, but he is not saturated. Interesting. There we go. Okay, it does saturate. So here he's not being too aggressive. He has +1, he has blink. From here he's going into his gateway follow-up, into charge, into +2. So here he's going to be reliant on a gateway heavy composition, but do you see what I see? No storm. There's no temple archives, there's no storm. He's delaying his storm in favor of charge, in favor of, you know, committing into more gateways, which means there's no splash damage, which is scary here against this kind of all-in. Remember, no drones. No drones, no saturation, 3-base all-in out of Solar, Mass, Ling, Hydra, which is very vulnerable to splash damage, but herO won't have any. Temple Archives now on the way. It's going to be close. Stasis goes off. Lings, they come in for a backstab, they pick off the shield battery, and again, Solar, he's still just massing up pure Ling Hydra. And it's going to be all or nothing for Solar. herO, yep, now he knows, now he realizes, now this is a late realization. He does see lack of saturation at the expansion, he just noticed with his move out, and he throws down a massive amount of cannons and shield batteries, but is this too late? Because here comes Solar. herO, he has to buy time for the storm. Storm, it just begins. It's a ways off. It's again, storm is delayed. It is late. Solar moving in. I mean, with this many shield batteries, I think herO, he should be okay. There's no banelings, right? There's no banelings to knock this down. We'll see. Solar, he's droning. Solar, did he see the setup? He didn't. He saw some of the gateways, saw some of the cannons. Solar, now he backs off. He's droning, infestation bit, lurker den. Solar, he doesn't believe in his all-in. So this is actually really good for herO. Look at this investment. So much resources into these Hydras, into this army, and honestly, lurker den is late. Infestation bit is late. Hive is late, and these drones are also late. Everything here is delayed because of the all-in, and Solar, he invested into this army, and he did nothing with it. Now, in a way, he did do something. He did force this reaction, true. So he did force some wasted resources on cannons and shield batteries, but Solar wanted more than that. And herO is already working on +3, whereas +1 is just now beginning for Solar. Ooh, Ling Ramai. Ling Ramai does get in. Lings get into the natural, get into the main base. I do favor herO in a head-on fight. Storms are moving forward, and Solar, can he hold on? Takes out the Oracles. Storm will zone. He has 3 Storms left. Down to 2. He has more High Templar coming in. Yeah, more High Templar reinforced. I want to say 4 Storms here for herO. Lings, they're wreaking havoc. They're forcing defensive warp in. Storms are decent. But herO, I mean, he's committed now. Probes are going down. 13 probe kills across the map. And here come the lurkers. Once the lurkers arrive, I mean, that's game. Like, Solar, he's so close to defending against this, to holding. Lurkers are on the way. herO, he's down to, I want to say, 2 Storms, maybe almost 3. Lurkers almost done. A nice Storm on the Hydras. But Lurkers, they finish. Lurkers, they do complete. 3 Lurkers left. herO kiting back, and here he's running out of steam. He's running out of army. As Lurkers, they don't care about your upgrades. Despite having +3, I mean, he still cannot break through. Nice Storm on the Hydras. Nice Storm. Another incredible Storm here. Hydras going down. Storm in the mineral line. And the Lurkers are out of position. Yeah, Lurkers are trying to move in. Lurkers, now they rotate. Base is under fire. Nice damage from herO. But now does pull away. Again, once all the Lurkers get in position here, he cannot touch this location. Cannot touch it. He has to rotate once again. This time, the Lurkers, they rotate with the army. And Solar holds. Solar, he is holding. herO behind this is trying to re-expand. We're getting into a very scrappy game state. Oh, dips in. Going for the expansion. Can he get the base? He can. He can, and he will. Hatchery goes down. Against Solar, he was late to rotate with his Hydras. Nice pickoff. Very nice pickoff here out of herO. Pulls away. Lurker count is building up, and we have Sky Toss on the horizon for herO. Going for the fleet beacon. Going for the mothership. Whew, okay. We can take a moment. We can take a moment to just calm things down, to settle in. Solar, he's down to 3 bases. Losing that 4th hatchery is brutal. So Solar's economy is going to be stifled. Despite Solar having a higher drone count, the lower base count here is really slowing him down. So herO is still in this game. It's shaky, don't get me wrong, but he's still in this. Stage traps are baited out. Second Stargate's on the way. Again, this is for SkyToss. Now, there is going to be a window in time where Solo's going to be maxed, and Solo could try to break herO before SkyToss. Before the carrier production, we do see the scout here from the Overseer does get eyes on the Stargate, on both Stargates, and on the Tempest. Solo knows. He knows that his army is on a bit of a timer here. Solo, he rotates, pushing in between the bases. This wall of shield batteries might come into play. True. Might come into play. Nice storm. Hydras to get choked up on the lurkers. Oh, herO diving in. Now the storm pops off. Takes down one lurker. You can see Solo just forcing his way through, wedging himself in between the bases. The first Tempest has arrived. One Tempest is not going to be enough. Oh, the lunge. Lunges in. Takes down the Tempest. Massive pick off. Tempest goes down. Lurkers are forcing the way forward. Getting in trouble with the expansion. These shield barriers, they're coming into play. Let's go. They're actually being useful. Yeah, at the same time, herO going for a massive counterattack. Drones are going down. Mothership has arrived. There's a cloak. Yeah, here he's holding on. He does defend. Meanwhile, across the map, Zelce busts into the middle line. There's the boys. Wait, what? The boys are pulled. They're killing drones. They're getting damage. As Cloak is running out, but Tempest have arrived. Still very close here. Solar, he's running out of steam though. He will lose 38 drones across the map. His economy is non-existent. His economy has been crippled. What you see is what you get. Solar, he can no longer reinforce. Takes down the expansion. But herO, he still has the fourth base. The fourth base is still up and running. herO, he holds. And herO, he comes out on top of 30 workers. 63 probes here to 33. Solar, he's all in. He has to end the game with this push, but it's not going to be enough. That is a lot of lurkers. True. that's a lot of lunkers. But lurkers, they don't shoot up. GG gets called. The Tempest, they hold. The Zelda wreaks havoc across the map. And herO, he will take the series 3-0. GG. Sorry, 2-0. Whew. GG, well played. herO, he will claim the series. A very intense back and forth. We did expect aggression, we did expect all-ins, but not quite this kind of game. Solo, of course, he went for his Ling Hydra all-in. He barely was, but if you remember, he pivoted away, right? He committed into the all-in. He saw the setup of herO, and he didn't have faith. Right, he didn't have faith in the all-in. Solar, he backed off, he pulled away, he tried to transition into his own lurker tech instead, which he did successfully get into. He got into his lurkers, he got into his hive, that is true, but at a cost, right? It's like in doing so, he was bleeding out a lot of hydras, he was bleeding out a lot of units to the storms, he did lose the fourth base. That was a pivotal moment, is when Solar, he lost his momentum, right? If he was able to save that fourth base, he would have been so fast to max out, but he lost the expansion, he lost his production, he lost his economy. And in the end, herO, he recovered. He recovered and he was able to just pull Solar apart. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Very impressive performance there by herO. And now we have our grand finals. Getting into our grand finals, it's going to be a best of 5 between herO and Clem. Let's go.